Shalom!
Shalom.
LJ Spurs chat. Welcome, Danny. Welcome, Milton.
Evening, mate.
Evening, right, Milton. Tonight, I do apologise to everyone for my cancellation last week. I don't usually do it, but I had a lot of shit going on. I don't really want to go into detail of it. So we're going to try and roll 3 into 1 tonight. Briefly go through the Bodo Glimt game, the Leeds game, and then me and Daniel just sort of give you a bit of a taster, and Milton, obviously, of the Premier League thing, what we're going to do. So let's crack on. Spurs had lost 7 games before the international break. But this time they finally won with a gritty, determined display at Elland Road in often monsoon conditions. Thomas Frank was obviously trying to find a solution to the final third issues that they've had so far this season. So he put Odegaard left wing, allowing Simmons into his favourite number 10 position. And he gave Tell another go up the top, hoping these 3 could forge a relationship. There was a bit more balance to the side, but still so often they lacked any real cutting edge, although some of the build-up play was promising at times. Okafor did give Porro a hard time down the Leeds left in the first half, something which Thomas Frank obviously recognised, as Porro was often helped out by Romero and Bentancur in the second half, and Okafor was quite quiet off that. Tell gave Spurs the lead with a shot, slight deflection, but the power beat the keeper. Spurs' second goal, Kudus cut inside and slams it home, wrong-footed the keeper to take a slight deflection, but I think that was going in anyway. The Leeds goal, Vicario again at fault. He's got to do better. He pushed it out for a tap-in. This is becoming a bit of a habit from the Spurs keeper, although he did make 2 tremendous saves towards the end of the game. I thought Spurs were better in the second half, and although Leeds huffed and puffed, they only really looked to threat from set pieces. So a good away win for Tottenham at a place where their host hadn't lost for a year, and once again Spurs showed a resilience that wasn't there much at all last season. Kudus was man of the match, not just for his attacking display, for his hold-up play and work rate. He really was a handful yesterday. Bodo Glimt. I've got to say, Spurs was so poor, but was it down to the pitch? Plus, it was sprayed and absolutely soaked with water before kickoff. But anyway, they showed their never-say-die attitude again, and to come from 2-0 down is good, but they'll have to improve massively if they want to progress this season's Champions League. So I've tried to sum it up quite quick there, Dan. The 2 games. So what's your take on those 2 games, mate?
I'll tell you what. So I'll just do a very quick one on Bodo Glimt because that game just pissed me off immensely. It was the first time this season that I just could not see what Frank was trying to achieve with the team. And I know we all say it's the pitch and this, that and the other, but they've played on it. Players play on this artificial turf numerous times. And I know you could see the pitch was rippled up on the halfway line and down in the corner flags and stuff, not a lot. But yes, and they drenched it and they're trying to make it as hard as possible. I think we got away with one. Absolutely, definitely 100% got away with one big time. Too many of our players looked like they were in their shells. They were tentative about their footing. They were tentative about passing the ball. And I think some of that came down to a bit of them not knowing what was actually wanted from this game. It just looked like they were really tentative about how they wanted to play going forward and whatnot. Vicario is becoming very much my Basuma of last year. And do you know what? I'm struggling now, and I'm going to stay positive with him because for all of his woeful decisions that he makes in the box, and he's kicking the ball out from the back so slow, and he slows the play down massively, a typical Italian goalkeeper. I just think that he's such a good shot stopper and his positional play, and it proved again on Saturday, and it proved the other night in Bodo that a couple of decent saves. But how many times do we have to go on and the mistakes that he's making and parrying this ball out? And both those balls, he could have, against Bodo and against flipping, for my eyes, against Leeds, he could have caught that ball. He should have been catching that ball. There's no way for him to parry it out. He's got no positional awareness, but the player's being in front of him.
See that cross that went to the back post and Roden headed it?
Yeah.
And it hit the post. He was nowhere there, was he?
Nowhere near it. And I just think that, so look, Bodo, we got away with it. They plugged away. The changes made the difference. Richarlison's just offering nothing again at the moment, isn't he? He's gone right into how he was before. So I just think that he just needs to take a little bit of a rest again and just have a rethink about what he wants to achieve. Because for me, and Paro's coming a bit of a liability as well, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? He's always gone from being that Mr. Dependable. I know he's playing a lot of games, but I think it's time for him to have a rest on the bench and put Jed Spence there and have him and Udogie at right and left back. But listen, we got away with it with Bodo. They plugged away with it. A couple of dodgy goals, but they got away with it. So a draw was a very good result for us in the end. Maybe not so for them because they were quality. They played to their strengths at the end of the day. So fair play to them. But yeah, Leeds, tremendous performance. I thought they finally picked up in the second half and all that lot. Good value for money. Going forward a bit quicker. Odegaard looked a little bit more positive. Nice to see Tell come on and get his goal and all that lot. And he looked like he was up for it, hounding down on players. But I'm just a bit questioning why we're closing down in ones, not twos and threes where we were at the beginning of the season. Just don't see the point in it. It just makes it an easy out pass for the back four and the goalkeeper and all that lot. So, but listen, can't grumble. It's 3 points. Kudos, played really well. I thought Simmons was better in that 10 position. Yeah, mate, that was atrocious. But I mean, you can forgive him for that. He's learning the Premier League style in the game and all that lot, and he'll get pushed and kicked and pulled to pillar and post. And something that doesn't happen necessarily in the German league. And he's got to realise that every single game that he plays, whether it's a cup game in England, is an absolute battle. And the players, that's what they need to realise. I thought that they were good going forwards in fits and starts. We still see that little bit of consistency in their play from back to front in like the middle of the park. But no, I thought it was a good performance. I enjoyed watching it. The Bodo Glimt game where I just turned it off at half time and just thought I'm just going to go watch something else. But no, it was a good performance. It was a strong performance and a good one to get out of the way to break this 7-year itch that we've had where we've not won going into the international. And I'm not being funny, teams are going to get turned over by Leeds at their place.
I was going to say, Dan, they might not be a team, but it's always a hard place to go because their fans...
It is always. Yeah. It's close to the pitch. It's like the old White Hart Lane. It's close. It's flipping horrible. You're getting shouted at. Do you know what I mean? I mean, Paro had a bloody one of those, had a vape flipping chucked at his head and all that lot. So, do you know what I mean? It's a horrible place to go. So to come away 2-1, I think was a fair result in the end. I think we deserved. I think we deserved it in the end for what our play. But Leeds turned out. Do you know what I mean? They had a good crack of the whip and all that lot, and they were just unfortunate on the day. Chances didn't go in for them, and they did for us. So it was really good to see the boys performing and all that lot. Just one or two players now, I think, at this moment in time need a rest and could bring somebody else in my eyes. Kingsky should come in and Spence should go right back, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, Milton, what did you think of the games? Those two games?
The Bodo Glimt game, 100%, terrible. Like, no doubt about it. We should have been about 3 or 4 goals down, especially that penalty miss. But fair play to them because them 2 goals they scored, they were crackers. Like no keeper was saving them. But getting a away draw in a European competition is always a decent result, especially when you're not playing well. So I'll take that. With the Leeds game, we did play well. I reckon if Dominic Calvert-Lewis was on his game, they could have got a draw and nicked the win because he missed a few sitters. And seeing that's their first that's their first defeat at home in over a year. So it's a tough place to go and get a positive result. But you move on forward and move on to the next game. The guys have a bit of a break now. Few players need a rest. I agree with Dan. I think Poro needs to have a rest. Put Jed Spence in there. And Kinski does need a shot of goals because Vicari, he's a mixed bag. You just don't know what you're going to get. Like, he can give you the world-class save, and next minute he'll just give you a howler, let a goal in. So, but it's also up down to Frank. It's like we don't know how good Kinski's training as well. So, because he hasn't had a chance in any games, I don't think. So, it could be down for he's not training to the standards that Thomas Frank want, because behind closed doors, we can only assume what's going on. So, but
I think
move on.
The thing is, though, it's easier though, isn't it? It's easier training and looking superb. It's just in a game, it's totally different. It's a totally different environment. Do you know what I mean? So,
I just think that,
and like you said, like
he speeds it up though, Dan.
Yeah, Kingsley does. Yeah,
he won't pass it to a defender like the guy does, who's going to be under pressure or is under pressure. I don't like that with the guy.
No, I don't.
Because he played that.
And I have to say,
and he didn't want it.
I have to say, Pelletti had a good game against Leeds as well, against Leeds.
Always. Yeah.
He's quality. He's a class player, and he's somebody. He is, for me, an older version of a Moussa Dembele that we've got at the moment. That's what we've needed, that nitty-gritty bite in that midfield, because although I'm happy that Bentancur has gone and got his contract, and I'm happy for him to stay with us, I just think that we need to be upgrading that midfield. I know we've got Bergvall in there and Archie Gray, but we need another quality player in there that's gonna sit in behind Simmons if he plays that in that 10 position. I just think we need somebody else in there.
I didn't realise how good he was, to be honest with you.
And he's massive, mate. He's about 6'3". Yeah. He's huge.
Yeah, I think he's 193, 194 in height.
Yeah.
And that's the thing we've been lacking in midfield, is that still, like, you can have creative plays, but you have to have that dog in midfield where, you don't take shit. Like, I can't remember the play that he pretty much wiped out and then looked at him and just said, "Get up, mate."
Yeah.
I'll ask one thing, man. I know you can say now in hindsight, yeah, it worked though, but I wasn't very happy, and I was actually shitting my pants for the last 5 minutes when he shouldn't have took off Kudus, in my opinion, because we had no one to end to hold, because he was holding the ball up so well, even with 3 players on him, and he went with 5 at the back to try and match Leeds. I didn't like the way that for the last 5 minutes plus injury time that he basically said, right, let's just try and hold it. I think that's a dangerous thing to do, man. But as I said, I know you're going to say, yeah, but we got away with it. But there was no outball. He should have let, if Kudus, why take Kudus off when he was the best player at holding it up? Yes. So when you take him off, you're just clearing it and inviting Leeds back on. And against the big teams, I don't know if you'll get away with that, Dan.
See, I think I can understand why he's brought Danzo on.
I can.
See, to me, make that 3 centre halves. You're saying to the Leeds players now, you're saying, look, if you want to come through us, we're going to shut the channels off. You're going to have to come through us. But they got down the channels. This is the thing. They got down those channels too often. And I think sometimes when they try to sit, I mean, let's not take anything away from the performance from the boys. We've played, 7 games now? 7 games? And how we sit at the moment, do you know what I mean? We are sitting there now, defensively, we're sound. Do you know what I mean? We are so much better than what we have been for the last couple of years. 3, maybe 4 years. Do you know what I mean? Looking back. For me, though, if he's going to play, if he wants to bring that 3, and then he wants to have the 2 wide to make that a 5, the 3 in the middle, he's either got to play a 2 and then a 1 in front. They've got to make. I think this is what, for me, sometimes one player will go to close the ball down, but then his position is not taken up by one of the other midfielders. So too many times I've seen the other day, that player would go to close the ball down, but then our other midfielders weren't closing that space down, and one of the Leeds players then went into there to get the ball. And that's the only issue that I have really with our team, is that central, getting that pivot working properly. Because whoever we've got in there, Bergvall and Polino, or Polino and Bergvall, or like Bentancur, they've got to work that middle out, because I only played Man City, but teams like Arsenal and maybe Liverpool and that they're gonna want to come through that middle, because they're not necessarily going to want to go down the outside. Do you know what I mean? So I think that, yes, I can understand why he's done it, but I just think that they didn't execute it right in how he wanted them to be. I think he wants to have the 3, and then he wants to have the 2, and then he wants to have the 2 in the middle. So it's actually a 3-5-2 when they're going forward. But it's like a U shape, isn't it? What he's trying to form to make it hard for teams.
I just think it puts a lot of pressure, Dan, on a defence.
It does bring pressure on.
I don't mind him doing that. I agree with what he done, but my issue with it was the only player on the pitch up in the final third which could hold the ball up was Kudus, and he fucking took him off.
Yeah.
So when you're doing the ball, because you're defending well because you've matched them, it's just coming straight back. I think
we're slow. We're slow as well. We're very slow with the ball.
Yeah, that comes from
on
the
Saturday. I think on Saturday it was more evident on Saturday that we allow teams to get back into their defensive formation, and then we're expected to go and then break them down and have the ball and try and drag them out. But if they're already out of position, let's fucking hit them on the quick. Let's not let them get in there and then say, right, okay, we've let you get back in. Now we want to try and drag you out again, and then we're going to go again. I don't see that slowness. Why we need to be that slow? Because the first couple of the games we were smashing it. Do you know what I mean? And I know you can't keep that up for 90, 95 minutes, but at least go through some of that transition of 5 or 10 minutes pressing as a group, pressing hard and being up. I know he's conscious. They got caught against Brighton, and I can understand why they're not going to give that high line away, because they got caught out, and do you know what I mean? It proved that, because obviously the guy went on and scored the goal. So I know where he's coming from with it. It's just that if we just sped up a little bit more, a little bit quicker with our transitions of play. I mean, a couple of times Vicario has had the ball, and he's been surrounded by players, and there's been guys out left and right, and he's not thrown the ball.
No.
Do you know what I mean? That's you've got the opposition on the turn. They've got their backs.
Because yesterday I said because I was watching it with my brother-in-law and Harry, and I was watching even in the first half. I don't know if you noticed it as well, Milton, but when Leeds set up, I thought, bloody hell, they're a well-easy team to play through the lines with. I was watching them. There were sometimes 4 or 5 players there, and you need a player who could play it between the lines, like Romero does, for someone in the midfield. And I thought, this is a game ideal for Bergvall. The way that Leeds was set up, it was so easy, but we didn't do it. Even when they got back into position, you could see what we needed to do, but we just didn't do it. But I don't want to moan on too much, you know what I mean, because we won the game. But I just wanted, if you see what I see as well, you know what I mean? It was a weird one, wasn't it?
The point I wanted to bring up is that's the thing with Thomas Frank. It's only our 7th game of the year. He's still trying to find out what's his best midfield 3. So he's still tinkering. You know, you might get a positive 60 minutes, but then a lackluster 30 minutes. So he's thinking, fuck, like, what am I going to do? Who's going to play? Especially depends on the opposition. So he's still tinkering with the midfield. I still think he's not sure on his best midfield 3. So hopefully in January, we pull out the purse and start spending money and get that left wing solved. Because we are missing a left winger.
I think he'll add players to me.
Yeah, because he's doing a remarkable job, really. Because let's be honest, I know we're right up there. We're third in the league in a minute, but it's a miracle that he's got us there, because our final third is really poor. And I do.
Well, we haven't got a striker, and we haven't got a left player.
Yeah.
Well, our 2 strikers are both injured.
Yeah. Do you think you should stick with Odebear on the left, Milton? Do you think that worked the other day? It did.
Yes and no to a degree. Yeah, I agree. Like, if you stick with him and persist with him, hopefully he pays off in the long run. But then if you take him off, his confidence most likely going to dip. So you're in a catch-22 situation. If you try to play him and build his confidence and he's not performing, then you're frustrated. But if you take him off and put someone else, his confidence is going to go down. And then that player that's in his position isn't providing. So it's a hard situation to be in.
He's in a difficult situation. I'll tell you what I'd like to say, both of you. I'd like to give you Doggy, because I think he's been excellent since he come back. I like Spence. I really like Spence. But you Doggy, attacking-wise, is miles better than him. So like I said, maybe Spence go and reply.
He's got the left foot, though, isn't he? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's naturally... He's such a threat down that flank. He really is.
It's naturally having that left footer as at left back. Do you know what I mean? Although he doesn't often go on the outer, does he?
No, but he did yesterday, didn't he?
He did yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, I think we need him. But yeah, I agree with you. In January, that's got to be a priority, a left winger and a striker. But there's not many strikers out there, is there?
Yeah, I think, like Milton said, I think there's. Listen, he's had one transfer window. He's got January coming up and summer next year. He's only been there a couple of months. Do you know what I mean? And so to be where we are now, and I know everybody's up and down at the moment in my eyes. The league's very up and down. Teams are not. Nobody apart from Bournemouth in my eyes, seem to be playing decent football. Bournemouth seem to be doing it, but even they're like a little bit up and down. So to be where we are now, going into another international break, you'd take it. If somebody had said that at the beginning of the season, you'd take it. Do you know what I mean? And we can see the difference in play. Yeah, we can see the progression from last season and before, and the difference from other managers that we've had. We can see that. So it's nice to see that.
Yeah.
I think for us as fans, we are impatient. We're always going to be impatient. Do you know what I mean? So I think that we'll go into this next window hoping that everybody comes back having no injuries and that we'll all be raring to go, ready for the hard running that's coming, I think.
Yeah, they're coming. That brings us on then, because we the Premier League chat then, lads. As it stands, let's start with Spurs, obviously. We've played 7, won 4, drawn 2, lost 1, plus 8 goal difference, 14 points, third in the league, 2 points behind Southerners on top of the league. What a start. Like you said, you've got other teams out there like Bournemouth who are playing up. City, Palace lost their 19 match unbeaten run today. How do you see the Premier League going in a minute, Milton?
Like, no one's been consistent. I'm impressed with our away form because we're undefeated away from home this year, but our home form's been poor. Like 4 points of a possible 9 at home. You know, us as fans, we expect to win every home game. So everyone's going to have a mixed bag. Like City started off slow, and now they're just picking up wins for fun, grinding out wins. Like they beat Bradford this morning 1-0, but the second half did not have one shot at goal. You know, Liverpool's lost 3 in a row now. Crystal Palace lost their first game, so it's a mixed bag. It's with the Premier League, anyone can beat anyone. You have to turn up. So I'm happy with the start. I just hope that we perform better at home.
Yeah, Danny, do you think this could be the most open Premier League for a while?
I do, yeah. I think, and do you know what? I actually think it's really healthy that when we're saying it's open, it's not your typical South London team, West London team, looking your Manx. Do you know what I mean? Or your flipping bin dippers. It's not that usual. There's variety in there, and I don't put us in there because, as far as I'm concerned, at this moment in time, that South London team are maybe 5 seasons ahead of us because of what flipping Lego headers, what he's had to play with. So to have won absolutely nothing in that time, I think this season, and I'll just say this season, we've kicked on from last year by winning that Europa League, and I think the change of manager needed to happen. That's a personal opinion, needed to happen. I think it was the right choice. They've now got to back him, give him the time, and let him do what he needs to do with that squad. And I think as time goes on, we will see players get better. The more used to the system that he wants to play in each individual game, depending on the opposition and how he knows they play, I think we will be okay. And I think it's very open. It's healthy for the Premier League. It's healthy for the neutral. It's healthy for us football fans. It's healthy for around the world to see the league, because let's face it, it is the hardest league in the world to go and play in. Do you know what I mean? Son's knocking them in for fun in that Farmers League.
Enough said.
Do you know what I mean? You got Kane is knocking him in for fun in probably equivalent to our championship team, championship. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't class the Bundesliga at the same level as what the Premier League is, and I just think that it's good. It's good for the Premier League because it makes you think every single game. I've done my Super 6 this weekend, and I'll tell you what, absolutely smashed. Got 4 points. I was like, flipping heck. And I love it. I'm really enjoying it at the moment. And from a Spurs point of view, it's nice to see us not being so Spursy all of the time. Do you know what I mean? And we have a bit of grit about us now. There's that bite in there. There's a bite at centre half, a bite in the middle. And Richarlison can stick his foot in. Kudus can stick his. The boys, they can all stick their foot in. Do you know what I mean? But yes, I definitely would agree. This is going to be so open, and I can't see anybody running away with it at any time. Like I say, Mills has already hit it nail on the head. You've got teams that are losing, that have lost games already this season, and you've been thinking, fucking hell, they're losing. Liverpool don't look a patch on what they were.
I'll tell you what, I don't like Chelsea, Ben, but I don't know if you watched it, Milton, but they just suffocated Liverpool yesterday because I was watching the first half thinking they can't keep up this intensity for 90 minutes. They did not let Liverpool breathe at all. It was a mental performance from Chelsea. I don't like Chelsea, but
I didn't think they were overly good.
Did you not? I thought the second half, I think Liverpool came back into it, didn't they? But the first half. But Liverpool looked dodgy at the back. Has Van Dijk gone?
That's Conte as well, isn't it?
You know what I mean? Who do you think's... well, let's read at the top. You've got the big South London down the road at the top. Liverpool, Spurs, Bournemouth, City and Palace. What do you reckon? Who's your favourites? It's hard to pick a team, isn't it, now? I know it's early days. But who would you pick if you had to put $1 on it?
Liverpool.
You still stick with Liverpool, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, because I for the life of me, I never want to see them lot down the road finishing first.
No.
But for me, at the end of the day, like you boys, like it's been pointed out, I don't see anyone running away with it. The big factor for this season in the league, it's injuries. Who gets hit the most with injuries? Because imagine if Liverpool, Arsenal copped the same injury impact we had last year, missing 14 players. They wouldn't be winning any games. And it's good to see the likes of Crystal Palace, Bournemouth doing well, even Sunderland's doing well. The promoted teams are holding their own up. Everyone was saying the promoted teams are going to get relegated. You know, prior to the loss, Sunderland was in 5th position. Leeds is mid-table. It's only Burnley that's struggling.
I see Rodri got an injury and he pulled a little bit of his hamstring today, didn't he, Dan? So I mean, they seem to be a completely different team and Rodri don't play, as last season showed.
Yeah, it's I think it's a difficult one for Rodri because he's that little bit older now, isn't it? And recovering from an ACL. I know. I've done both mine through football now, and it's hard graft coming back from an ACL injury because was it the hamstring? Was it on the same side as what his ACL was?
I'm not sure
because you're out for that long. It's so your muscle wastage when you do your ACL in your thigh is an absolute nightmare on that same leg. And I know because my muscle definition is nowhere near what it was on my left leg when I first did my left ACL, and my right now still waiting for another operation on it. You lose it all, and to get that muscle back later on when you're that little bit older is hard graft. So I think he will be hampered with that he's going to pick up little injuries like that.
Might have to pick and choose when he can play, I suppose. Manage his time.
I mean, how old is he? Was he 30? Is he 29, 30? Yeah.
Bournemouth in 4th place. I think they could stay up in the top 6, you know, if they have luck with injuries. Because they're a good side, aren't they? I mean, even Palace, I was surprised that they lost today, but I mean, that's a running off. But I do generally, I'm not saying they're going to get top 4 before Palace, but I can see them 6th, 7th, or 8th, those two teams, can't you? Milton?
Yeah, I think Bournemouth, if they stay injury-free, I reckon they could finish top 6.
Yeah.
I think, my personal opinion, I think Bournemouth will finish higher than Palace.
Yeah.
And Semenya's on fire. He's just class. He's a player that we need.
We're going to go back in for him again in January, isn't there? Come out today.
Yeah.
Which they should have gone for him in the first place.
Well, he's Bournemouth 80, 90 million.
Pay the money, mate.
Yeah.
That's the way it is now. If they want to make a big statement signing, which the rumour is, then go and get him. Because I think with a left winger and a striker, we'll be all right. That's what's so frustrating for me. Again, that says what a good job Tom Frank's doing.
Yeah, I think Milton's hit the net. I think for me, with a lot of teams, we've already spoke about it, it's injuries. And for me, Bournemouth are probably 1 or 2 injuries away from, when they field their strongest 11, they're sound. But then they start dropping off when they get 1 or 2 injuries. That consistency then starts to go from the game. And I think, unfortunately, with their squads not being as big as most, I think that's where they will struggle. But I think they will stay well up there within that top 6, definitely, if they carry on going like that. Yeah, I like Palace. Do you know what? I like Palace. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I like Glasner. I like him as a manager. And I like how he gets them playing. And do you know what? They always give 100%. They do. Do you know what I mean? And I put them down for a win today. A close win, but I was very surprised. But then Moyes might have Everton turning a tune at the moment. Do you know what I mean? They've a couple of signings and stuff and all that lot. But yeah, I do like Palace. They seem to play some decent football. So long may it carry on. And like I say, Newcastle won again today, didn't they?
Yeah, they'll be on the up. They've gone up to 11th now.
Yeah, they'll be on the way up.
They'll be all right. They're very strong at home. That's a difficult away game we got in the cup there. Milton, so we have a bit of a laugh then, even though they won this weekend. Manchester United, they're not going to do nothing this year, are
they? About 13th, 14th, I reckon.
Yeah.
That's where they'll finish. I don't rate them. Like, yeah. They've bought all these players. Like, what was that?
They've already lost 3 games in 7 games.
Yeah. And like this, the big name signings they've bought haven't done much. Like,
no.
Mbuemo's done nothing. Cunha's done nothing. I think Sesko scored his first goal, today, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's the one that I thought it was.
So I don't rate him.
No, I don't rate him either.
Yeah. No. I know he rejected Newcastle, I know that much.
I think Newcastle they'll be all right. They'll be fine. They will climb the table now. Dan, what do you reckon to Villa? They've suddenly shot up to 13th after a couple of wins. I think we always knew that they'd improve because they're too good a side. They just had a crap start, didn't they?
Yeah, they've got some good players there. I think the Villa. I find Villa a dodgy one, to be honest, because you don't know. I mean, they could be very hit and miss this year.
They are
very hit and miss. And like I think that is. I don't think their squad is necessarily as strong as what it necessarily should have been after the season that they had. Now we all know that obviously the money's come into it and not been able to buy what they want and having to get rid of the odd big player here and there and all that lot. But really surprised at their start. But I mean, they're picking up now. It'll be it's always going to be a hard game going to Villa Park. They're either going to be right on it or they're going to be shit and you're going to beat them 4 or 5-0. In my eyes, 3 or 4-0, so not 5.
One thing I wanted to say about Villa this year reminds me of us last year. You don't know what you're going to get. You can either go into a game and win 4-0 like we did against City, or go get battered 4-0. They're just a mixed bag. They're unpredictable.
I've not seen any of their games, to be honest, any of them at all.
I'll tell you what, we're going to have to go to you, Milton, on this.
Go on, Skippy.
What the hell's going on with Big Angel Boris? Why, I lost again. No winning 7 for Big Ange. The crowds are on his back already. See, with me, when I hear people say, look, he's got to go, I would immediately say, you can't sack a manager after 7 games. But when you've got rid of the predecessor, who had them right up into the top echelons of the league, I mean, they're dropping like a lead balloon. What is going on?
You want to know the real story?
Come on.
So, there's a new James Bond film being made, and Andrew's going to be 007. 7 games, no clean sheets, no wins. So he's 007. So, the real reason is, do you know how he always wins in his second year? He's going to get Nottingham Forest relegated and they win the championship next year. So it's all a master plan. He's got it worked out. He's a smart cookie.
I'll tell you what.
I don't know what's going on. Like, to be honest,
that Morgan Gibbs.
I haven't watched none of the Nottingham Forest games.
So he doesn't want to be there. So it's so obvious. I mean,
I think Spurs will go back in for. I think Spurs should go back in for him. I think they should go back in for him again, because even though he signed a contract extension, we all know he's being fucking handcuffed to the fucking railings, mate. He doesn't want to be there. Mate, his head's gone. I just don't understand with that owner why he would do what he's done when the player has expressed interest in going. He's kicked up a fucking storm because he thinks somebody's told. Well, come on, nobody's contract is like that closed door that people are not going to find out about a release clause. It's utter bollocks. He's thrown his fucking tantrum, and basically Morgan White, he's forced Morgan Gibbs White into signing that new fucking deal. Do you know what? From being last year, they were actually a joy to watch because they were a very, very, very good defensive team. Very good counter attackers because they had the pace. Alanga and Hudson-Odoi and Morgan Gibbs White behind. They were absolutely electric, mate. Pounding teams, big, strong. Do you know what I mean? And I rate that fucking boy in this. I would, if I was Spurs, I'd be tempted to go after that fucking. Is it Anderson?
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, he's going to be one hell of a player. Sorry?
We could give away a penalty today.
I'm not bothered about that, mate. He's going to be one hell of a player.
What do you both think? The big question is, you've got a 2-week break now. I think it was Olympiacos where that Marinakis sacked the manager after 6 weeks. So will he sack Big Ange in the next 2 weeks? That's the question, isn't it?
I don't think he will. I don't think he will, because fucking hell, but it's going to make him look even worse with the fucking fans. He's made so many bad decisions, that flipping chairman. It's unreal. When you've got your own fans standing up, giving your manager abuse already, they already knew what they were getting.
That's it. Yeah.
Before he even came. It's not as if he's come from somewhere and like it's been okay. They've seen the football that we've had to endure for so long. And all of the complaints, and I know people love Danger, they keep saying, oh yeah, but he got us a trophy and all that. Fucking hell, it was the worst European final in history against the shittest Man United in flipping history. And yes, we dug out a 1-0 flipping shinny flipping tapping from Blooming Johnson. Do you know what I mean? You can't. I'm not sorry.
How long does he give it though? How long does he give it? I mean, not being funny, they've plummeted to 17th, 1 point off the drop zone. They've played 7, won 1, drawn 2, lost 4. In 7 games, they've got a -7 goal difference.
They've got to give him to Christmas, in my eyes.
But it might be too late on him, Dan.
Well, then.
Who's available though?
Well, they're on about Silva. They want to get all the Forest fans following this. So, and they're all crying out for Silva. Bring Silva.
He won't leave Fulham.
I don't think he will.
Why would he want to go there? Why would he want to go and be on?
Why would anyone want to go?
It's kind of like what people were saying. Why would any manager want to go and be under Levy? Why would you want to go and be a manager underneath him?
Yeah.
You haven't got control of everything. He's got control. And whatever he says, he's a bully at the end of the day. And whatever he says, he will get and he will do, in my eyes.
But he's made himself look a right tit at the moment, isn't he, that chairman?
Yeah.
Milton. The bottom three at the minute is Burnley, West Ham and Wolves. Are they going to be the three to go? I know it's early days, but none of them look great, do they? Wolves still yet to win.
I could see Wolves going down. So who you got? Wolves, Burnley, and who was the other team?
West Ham. And I love it seeing West Ham down there.
Yeah. I bet you're old man, won't they?
I'd love to see West Ham go down, but I don't think they'll go down with Nuno. I think they'll just have enough to stay up. I could see Wolves, Burnley going down, and Forest, to be honest.
Yeah, I could see Burnley and Wolves. I'm not sure about the other three yet. I think a lot depends on Ange, to be honest with you. I genuinely think if they keep Ange, he will get them relegated. I do think that.
I don't feel sorry for him.
And that's the thing, like, all the players that Forest window, were they Anders players or were they Nuno's players?
Well, if you're
that's something we don't know. So
if you're a Forest player, Milton, if you're a Forest player and you get rid of a manager that's done you really well, the style of play suits you, you all know what's going in, and they get rid of him and get in Ange, what are you thinking genuinely as a player? Surely you got to be thinking, bloody hell, regardless of the cup win. That's just my personal opinion.
Oh, you'd have the shits.
Yeah.
You'd have the shits. It's like, if you're at work and you
know what I mean? To try and,
Yeah. Like I was going to bring up, it's like, say at work, it's like if you're at work and you have a good team and your boss is good to you, and then he quits and then they get a new boss that's a dick, you're going to be thinking, I'm not going to fucking perform for this prick, and go fuck himself.
Yes,
I mean, it's like you talk about Morgan Gibbs White. Well, what's been said to him? What was said to him by the fucking chairman? Apart from you ain't leaving. I'm not dealing with fucking Daniel leaving. Staying. So you either sign this contract or you go and rot in the reserves. Simple as. So what? Nuno's had no input on that at all whatsoever.
He was treated bad by Tottenham, in my opinion, Nuno, even though he was poor. He's been. I don't know, man. No, they're not Geordie PJs. These are, I don't know what this is, green and white or something. I mean, it's not, we're talking Premier League now. And the Spurs bit. I can't afford PJs. No, but
it's not cold enough in this country for PJs.
I do feel sorry for Nuno, I really do. And if
I don't feel sorry for Ange. I do not feel sorry for Ange one bit because he's brought it on himself. Because the leagues that he's been manager in, right, are not the Premier League.
Yeah.
Not the Premier League. And it's a whole, like we've said, it's the best league in the world. It's so hard. And it's proved the point already. Regardless of the fucking silverware, right, it's proved the point.
Well, I said to my brother-in-law today, I don't want to be disrespectful because he won the trophy, but I did turn around and say to him, do you know what? And I think that typified it in the final of the Europa League. Them players were so determined to win that because of the season in the league they were having. Do you know what I mean? I think they got that.
Yeah, I do.
And I agree with you. All the other leagues,
100%.
I just think the Premier League's too much. And he's going to ruin the little legacy what he got, Ange, because he should have just gone. Like Son, he won the trophy. Just go.
I think he's come back way too soon, especially to the Premier League.
I do think that, yeah. I do.
And he's going to fall flat. But I think it's another thing of Marakakis, basically. They were with each other for a good few weeks during the summer holidays. He's given him a bloody presentation because he's the first Aussie Greek or Greek Aussie, however you want it to be, to win a European trophy and everything. I'm thinking, come on. Are you blinded by what you've seen what's gone on at Tottenham for the last couple of seasons. Do you know what I mean? All given bar the first 10 games of the first season that he was there, it was poor from then, it was poor from then in and out. We're losing to teams. The games that we've played.
I think I'm not 100% sure if it's right, but I think I've got it right here. Out of 49 Premier League games, he's lost 30. I mean, when I saw that, I was like, what? That is incredibly bad.
Yeah. Isn't it? No, going back to the Premier League, though, it's good at the moment. Do you know what I mean? It's exciting, and I'm loving watching other teams play at the moment because I'm thinking, yeah, there's some good games going on. Do you know what I mean? It's nothing. There's no boring games. If
I lend you a pound, man. If I lend you a pound,
yeah.
Who's your money on? Because Milton said Liverpool. You're going to go for Spurs, man.
Why not?
Oh, imagine that. Could you imagine that? Oh, mate.
Why not, mate? Why not?
I don't know. I hate to say this, but the South Londoners, to me, when I watch the league, they are the most consistent and / jammiest, luckiest team. They've always been called Lucky Arsenal, haven't they? Yeah. I am worried that if Liverpool do have a dip, have a few injuries, maybe one that they could just, I don't like saying it, but it worries me.
I can't see it. I can't see it.
But when I look at the league, how it's playing out, do you know what I mean? What's the point, FC? We're on our Premier League because I had to cancel our first LJ and Dan's Premier League chat. We're just adding it onto here. So give us a few comments about what you think about the Premier League so far, mate, and who's your tip to win it? But it's anyone's in a minute, isn't it? I mean, City have lost.
I was gonna. It's a breath. It's a breath of fresh air.
It is, yeah.
It's a breath of fresh air. See these, different teams doing so well, but it's saying that as well. I won't put it past Man City. They'll get it first. They had a shaky start, and now they're winning games. So
that's what I was going to say.
You can never count out Man City in a title race.
I didn't want to say it. We need a few injuries for them, don't we? Yeah. That's what I mean. They do look consistent, even though they're
and we have to stay fit.
Didn't he yesterday? He was shitting him, didn't he?
But then if we go and beat them.
Yeah. I do like the way that Frank's instilled the never give up. And also, what we're saying, Dan, we can see progression. I've also liked the way that when we lose the ball, we're after it straight away. What's he saying now? But I think that with Arsenal, and even though I do think they're consistent in every game, but I still sit there and think, where are you going to get a goal? Unless it's a corner.
They're so spawny. They are so fucking spawny. Seriously.
Lucky against Newcastle.
They are lucky.
Yeah. Well, I'm not happy with that. What's the point, FC? So I wanted people to convince me I was wrong, but
I don't think they'll run away with it.
Maybe, like I said, look, you've got Liverpool's lost 2, City have lost 2, Chelsea have lost 2, Man United have lost 3, Newcastle have lost 2, Villa have lost 2. It's so open. I don't get wrong, I love it because I think it gives us more of a chance. We've only lost 1 game, and admittedly, in that game, we were shit. Like you said, that, he has learned from that, hasn't he? He seems to have learned for that.
Yeah.
And we are hard to beat because they don't know when they're beating.
Well, lucky it was only 1-0 as well.
It was. We should have got hammered then, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with Dan then, sorry. I know, I don't want to get carried away because the way you got to look at it, this annoys me. Like match of the day. If it was anyone else, they'd be saying, Spurs, they haven't hit top form yet and they're still in 3rd position. That's what they'd be saying if it was Liverpool or the Scum or City, but they don't say nothing.
No, because everybody expects us to drop away.
Leeds, I thought the Leeds game, I thought the second half, I didn't think we were great in the first half. Thought we was okay. And in the second half, which I was dreading because we've been poor in the second half, I think we was all right. I think the main pressure we got from Leeds was because of Vicario's fuck-ups, i.e. coming out of the corners, flapping at nothing, passing it to defenders, which didn't want to receive the ball. And I think that's a bit of the Ange thing. Do you remember that, Dan? When he said, look, just play it to someone. Doesn't matter if you're in trouble. Doesn't matter if you make a mistake. I think that's still...
Yeah, there may be still a certain element of that. Do you know what I mean? You can't just get that out of their system. Do you know what I mean? I just think it's if you don't give it to the goal kick when he's standing in the middle of the goal.
No. The Leeds game, it was all right, mate. It was all right.
I enjoyed the Leeds game. To be fair, I enjoyed it, and I thought they played well in bits and starts. Do you know what I mean? There was to and fro, an open game.
You're not going to get the continuity. What's the point of Tottenham at the moment? Because it has to make so many rotational changes because we're in the Champions League. So I thought it was. I don't think anyone had a bad game. I would say Vicario, but he did make 2 brilliant saves. I don't think anyone. I felt a bit sorry for Polo in the first half when he was getting done. But like I said, Frank recognised it and he put Bentancur and Romero come over to help him because that geezer's fast. Cotter, he's fast, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
He was doing Polo.
Quite a good player. Like they're in the same position as us, really, aren't they? Decent striker. That's what they're craving because Calvert-Lewin. And I know he's been banging in the goals lately for them.
Vicario passed it to Vertical. It ended up with him. Then I don't know what he was thinking.
No, I enjoyed the Leeds game. Hard place to go and to get 3 points there. Like I said to you, to get 3 points there, even and if they're a decent performance in the wind and the rain and all the shit and the atmosphere and all that lot is a good 3 points to go and get there and to grind it out, not playing your best. Because we haven't really played our best, I don't believe yet. So
I think the best game we've played Man City and the others have been a bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
But I think we haven't looked anywhere. I don't think we've looked anywhere. I'm looking at the top teams now. I think we've been on the par with them. It's going to be interesting to see. I know we've played City, but it's going to be interesting to see how we perform against Chelsea, who we notoriously bloody lose to, even if they're playing shit.
Yeah,
and Liverpool, they're the big test to see.
I think it'll be different this year
because Frank really goes and watches, don't he?
Yeah, he's so technical on it, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? He kind of like he nullifies things. So I think it'll be a different game this season, especially against Chelsea and Liverpool.
Do you think against the big teams, Dan or Milton? Do you think that they might go to a back five when you're playing away to those 3 teams: Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea?
It just depends. You can maybe come out the first half blazing, all guns blazing, try get a goal or 2 and then defend, or play with a back 5, soak up the pressure and go on a counter attack. So it comes down to Thomas Frank and which players are available.
I don't think
because you can go either way.
Come out all guns blazing, are we? That's the thing. Not at the moment with the forward line as it is. So I think that's why I think we've got a better away record, because when teams come onto us, we prefer it like that. We can't dictate to teams with our final third being so poor.
The ground is us at home is shocking at the moment. The ground has got no atmosphere. The ground's got no atmosphere. It's
even
easy
for them. Yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they've always had a decent flipping following anyway and a decent home support. But from my point of view is Tottenham's it's just not noisy anymore in a way that you want it to be. And do you know what I mean? Like you want it to get into people's ears, players' ears. It's just not how it should be if you're going there as an away team. Do you know what I mean? People actually like going there and playing in that stadium.
Yeah.
Because we've got nothing to lose here. Whereas I think that's how we are away now. Do you know what I mean? We are. It's a lot easier for the players to go there and play away because they haven't got the crowd starting to mumble and there's no atmosphere. They actually enjoy playing in front of an atmosphere.
I think the only time that we like playing at home now, Dan, is the big games because it is very loud there. But there's not, the big games 3 or 4 days, and that's it, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's what you got there. What's that? I think when we have to defend, we can put 4 o'clock. Do you know what really annoyed me yesterday? I think you did mention it, Dan. That was the only thing that did really annoy me. Because I am a believer, like, if you've got a 4-3-3, the front three must press together.
Yeah.
Right? And they don't. And another thing that really irritates me, and a lot of people do it, they'll close down the goalie, right? Or a defender, but as they get to him, they stop. Well, what's the point of pressing you then? I don't understand that at all. You've got to press.
And it's easier, isn't it? Like standing on, it's easy for us. Like
it's like they're doing it.
At the TV.
Look like they're trying, but you can see they're not, because when they get to that position, they don't try and win the ball.
No. Sometimes I think players just want them to give them an easy pass out. Do you know what I mean? We against us, people hound right down on us.
They do.
Whereas we don't necessarily do that to other teams. Like Tell would press, and then all of a sudden there was an easy ball out. Like you can read it. We can see it on TV. If you know where the ball's going, you can see what the player's thinking he's wanting to do. But no, I'm not going to grumble, mate, too much, because how we are at the moment, and we're ticking along nicely.
Well, I'm glad we got all that fitted in. So as it stays in the international break, we're sitting third in the league. I still can't believe we're third in the league. It just shows how. I think the next month will tell us a lot more about us. And,
November.
Yeah. It's going to be good, but it's a good start, isn't it?
Hey, boys, I've got to leave. I've got to get back to work.
All right, Milton. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Hey, boy, I've got to leave early. I've got to get back to work.
That's all right,
no worries, anytime. Have a good night, lads. Come on, you Spurs.
Good to see you, Mills.
Spurs, good day,
mate. See you, boys.
Yeah, mate, have a good day at work.
Good old Mill, eh? Yeah, that's all right, man. Yeah. Yeah, that's about it then, Dan. We managed to cram it all into just over an hour. Cheers for that, man. And we'll have to do, well, I was going to say... We'll
sort out the proper Prem one and all that lot.
Next week, but it's a 2-week break.
Yeah, I know. Saving the moment. Saving the moment.
That's been a good start, isn't it?
Yeah, it has been a good start. It's not just a good start for us, though. It's a good start for other teams carrying on the Premier League. It's a good start for other teams in the... Do you know what I mean?
No, it's good though, isn't it, Dan? It's good. He's doing a really good job there, considering he hasn't got the front forwards that he wanted. Oh, that's what I was going to say to you. There was a rumour today that Thomas Frank wants to bring Ivan Toney back to Tottenham. So we haven't got a striker. Would you take him back on a loan? He's on 400 grand a week, mind.
Spurs ain't going to pay that.
No, they're not going to pay that. But
they're not going to pay that.
Would you take him on loan to the end of the season?
Probably in January, probably.
Yeah. Or should we wait and see how Solanke, and because I'm imagining that surely Solanke and Mouani will be back after the international break.
I think Mouani will definitely be back, because he's stayed at. I don't think he's gone with the French squad, has he? I think he stayed at. I think he stayed. Yeah. So if he has, that's a good thing, because he needs to get knuckled down now and get his fucking head in the game and think, right, I need to be fucking playing, because he must be looking at it thinking, right, okay, I know Tell and I know looking at Richarlison, but he could quite easily come in there and fucking be that player for us.
Yeah,
but I said a stupid story today, and I'm not sure what it was on. What site was it on? Spurs were going to bid 280 something million next summer for Vinicius fucking Junior and Vivaldi from fucking Real Madrid, and I did have a giggle to myself.
Why the hell would they come here?
Exactly.
I'll tell you what. Apparently, I mean, it's hard. They are going to try and make a statement, aren't they? In Tottenham in January. That's what.
In January, yeah. Well, it won't be Savinio, because he's just gone and signed a new contract.
I wonder if it would be like a 90 or 100 million pound bid for Semenyo. It'd be interesting to see that, isn't it? Because January, to be fair, whether they want to, they might want to make it's hard, isn't it, in January?
Right. So I know we've got a couple of minutes left. My view on this, right, is that he's a cracking player, right, and he's their best player playing in that team, alongside the Vallison, who I like as well, and I think he could be a good fucking striker for us. He's got to want to play Champions League football, hasn't he? he's got to want to play European football. And I'm not saying that Bournemouth, they carry on going, couldn't get some kind of European football this year, right? But he must be looking around, and I know he signed his new contract. And players seem to do that, don't they? They go and sign their contracts a lot. And for me, he's got to have. This is no disrespect to Bournemouth at all, no way whatsoever. He has got to have aspirations of playing at a higher level, higher competition level, with a team that is more established. And I don't want to say a bigger team because it's fucking us.
But it is a step up.
I know it is, but I don't want to show any disrespect to Bournemouth because I like exactly what Irola's doing there, and I love the fact that Bournemouth are in the Premier League and how they play their football and they conduct their business and all that lot. So I don't want to fucking play anything down on them and make them sound like they're the small fucking fry in a lot because, Bournemouth's not the massive club, but listen, they've stayed in the Premier League after coming up. Do you know what I mean? They've brought some decent players through. So, but he must be thinking somewhere along the lines: am I going to stay in the Premier League? Why haven't a top team? And I say a top team when I say like your Barcelonas, your Real Madrids, your Bayern Munichs, and those types of teams, your Man Cities, your Arsenals, and that. Why haven't they come in for him at this moment in time? Why have they not gone now? Because they'll all be happy to go, not necessarily Barcelona. And I know Real Madrid have got the likes of flipping Mbappe there and your Junior and who's the other guy that we were after? What was his name? The other Brazilian, Rodrigo. You just got to think, why aren't they coming in for him? So he's got to have aspirations of going because he's cutting the mustard at the moment, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? I'd be well happy having him on the left.
They might have even signed him up to a contract.
Yeah, to get more money.
Yeah, because they know someone's going to come in for him. I think so.
Tottenham would be stupid if they didn't go in and say, right, is 80 million.
Yeah.
Because I tell you what, having him on the left, he's powerful. He knows where the back of the net is. Having him on one wing, having Kudos on the other, countryman, having flipping Simons in behind, and then whoever we need to go and get a strike. Mate, I'd love to have him. He's powerful. Do you know what I mean? And he fights back. It's a little tricky one, isn't it? To think why he wouldn't. Would he want to stay at Bournemouth? Is he happy? He might be happy at Bournemouth. That might be how he wants to play his football. Do you know what I mean? It might be about him being happy playing football. So you never know, do you? But
I think the big club want to go, and I reckon he'll probably.
I think he'd like to come to Tottenham.
He would, yeah. Of course he would. And you know for a fact, even though it's wrong, you do get spotted more when you're at a bigger club, so to me. You do get spotted when you're at that. So, yeah, but that could be the left winger, to be fair, that we need.
See, the other player that I'd like Spurs to go in for, and I don't know whether it would make any difference, but it may make a difference at the end of the season or whatever, is Adam Watson from Crystal Palace.
Oh, Wharton, yeah. I see a man saying, an Everton fan saying, the Palace were brilliant in the first half, but obviously Moyes said to him in the second half, do not give Wharton any time. So they closed him down, didn't allow Wharton to play, and that's when Everton bossed it.
Yeah.
But he's a terrific player, but they want 100 million for him, don't they?
Maybe he's worth it, mate.
It's all going to hinge on if the rumours are to be believed that the Lewis family do want to, make statements signing. Going out 100 million quid is way to do it.
And it's backwards and forwards at the moment, isn't it? About whether we're going to buy out or whether they're going to stay and they're going to back because they've got to put the money where their mouth is.
100% no, so.
Yeah, they've got to put the money where their mouth is.
So it's just January's going to be very interesting for us, I think, Dan.
Yeah, it's not been a bad start to this season. Right. Do you know what I mean? It's a pleasure to watch them, apart from Bodo Glimt. But we can get rid of that one now and get it out of the fucking way.
If you can stay, if you'd have said, look, we're going to be third down, but some of our football's going to be a bit, you're not going to be.
I can understand it a little bit up and down. It was never going to be. We was never going to win every single flipping game. You expected to lose, and I think sometimes you need to lose to actually go forward. Rangers have just sacked Russell Martin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
So Ange could be sacked tomorrow.
And then he'd go up to Rangers.
Oh, yeah, imagine that.
Imagine that.
and win the league.
He'd be stupid enough to do it, though, Dan.
No manager likes being at work. Yes.
We'll leave it there. Thanks for coming on.
That's all right, mate.
Now.
Yes.
If anything happens, we can come on and have a chat.
Yeah,
if anyone else out there wants to,
well, we could always come on and do a quick one midweek next week after the internationals and stuff. Whatever.
Some ideas. What you want us to talk about, and we'll find out, and we'll get on with it. You know what I mean? All right, Dan. Nice chat.
Yeah, good chat, mate.
And I'll see you soon. Shalom.
Yeah, shalom.
How are you, Spurs?